We're going to do a quick overview of the landing page. I'm going to give some ways to maximize discovery education. If you want the slide deck open up in another tab, the bit.ly is up here, Lunch and Learn April 16th. And the bit.ly is case sensitive, so there is a capital A in there. You can also have another tab open as well and open up your Discovery Ed tab from your Rapid ID. Okay, because that's important. So when you guys go into your Rapid ID and you assign anything to your kids, especially like the littles, always make sure that you go in and have them open up the Discovery Ed icon in the Wake ID portal before they go into their Google Classroom. And then, or before they go into Canvas. Anything that you put in today, you can, it'll open automatically as long as it is in the Google Classroom, or as long as your Discovery Ed is open and you put it in your Google Classroom. All right, so I already have a tab open. So here we have just a quick overview for our Lunch and Learn is Discovery Education. In the upper left, you have your icon, your Discovery Ed icon, and that will always take you back to this landing page. You have your search magnifying glass right here. And then you have your quick list. Now notice I have 171 things in my quick list. That is because I create a lot and I find a lot of things. I was actually working with a 3rd grade team at Davis Drive and we were working on fables. So I have a lot of fables. I was working with a teacher from East Cary Middle School and we were working on some projects for them. So you can see that quick list is right up there. And you just exit to get out. Then you have right here your global navigation bar. Your global navigation bar gives you your Discover tiles, your purple Teach tiles, and your green Grow tiles. It has the professional learning icon right here, and it's got your educator network. Now, the main thing, and then down below here, these are your channels. You can see that they put in a channel for us. Getting Started Guide to Virtual Learning. So if you are an IA and you need hours for your day, definitely go through these channels, Getting Started Guide to Virtual Learning. Another tip for IAs is to know what your standards are, and you could go through Discovery Ed and you could find content for your teachers and send it to your teachers and say, hey, I know we're working on this. I found this channel in Discovery Ed. So they have channels on the viruses and the outbreaks. These are all the channels that I've pinned. And you know what the great thing is? Watch this, you guys. You can take a channel and you can move it and you can rearrange your channels. So if you like to organize, if you're an organizer, you can organize your channels. It's a lot of fun. Now, the big news that I was hoping if we could get Cynthia Marbley in here, which I don't think we have got her in yet, they just released coding for us.
Wanda, she is in now. Walt was able to get her to join in. Thank you so much,
Yay!
Walt. So, Cynthia, if you just want to, you can turn off your microphone really quick and pop in and say hello.
Sure. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for having me. Definitely excited to be here.
Yeah, so Cynthia, why don't you tell them about coding? I've got coding right here for them. Why don't you tell them the big exciting news?
Yes. So the exciting news is, as of yesterday, coding is a new channel that we have turned on for all of Wake County through 6:30. So definitely recommend that you all jump in, and you're one of the first districts to get it district wide. So we're really excited to be able to offer this to you. And we'll be sending out more information soon with just the how-tos around the coding channel itself. And we'll have step-by-step guides and other resources to help support you in that journey. But yeah, just wanted to share that exciting news that it's available to all of you.
Yeah, and the thing I like about coding, I'll just open it up right now, is that they've got the block coding, but you know what I love? They have the Python. And my son, who's in college, he's taking Python, and a lot of kids in high school are taking Python. And how awesome that we can start our kids in kindergarten on Python. And then they also have the HTML as well. So a little bit different than code.org. So I'm really excited about this. So go ahead and add something to the chat room if you like coding, if you're going to try coding, but definitely check out your coding block for this. Notice I'm going to go back up here to my Discovery, my D icon, and that brings me right back to my landing page. So again, here we are on the landing page. These are channels down here that you can move around. and you can find channels that interest you, okay? Now, the main thing I want to go over today is your search. It's very important to use your search engines, okay? So here we have our search bar. I'm going to click on the magnifying glass again. If you know how to split your screen and you want to split your screen, you can go into your own Discovery Ed, but you can search by K2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 12. And for those of you who have been using Discovery Ed, you're like, what's changed? Well, a lot has changed actually. We now have added the channels, okay? And if you look over here at the filters on your left-hand side, you can see that you've got closed captions and is it editable? Is it going to be a primary source? But as you go down, look at all the different publishers that Discovery Ed has added. They also have their reading levels. So if you need to search for reading levels, you can do reading levels. If you need Lexile scores, if you need different languages. Now, this doesn't mean that every asset that they have is going to be in every language. And when I say the word asset, I'm talking about images, videos, podcasts, interactives, encyclopedias. There's so much more than just videos. And then the magic button that everyone loves is this 2014 or newer. And if you look right up here, I've got 234,000 results. Okay. Now I'm going to click off of all services and I'm just going to go to DE Experience because that's our main one that we have. And I go down to 190,000, but watch when I click that magic button that everybody loves. 2014 or newer, it really narrows your search. So say I just want to look at channels and I want to say, now a channel is a place that Discovery Ed has curated all of the best content for us. So they look at the data across the United States and Canada and England and other countries that use Discovery Ed and they say, what are teachers using the most? What are educators using the most? And so you have a science channel and an English language arts channel. There's your Getting Started virtual learning channel. And so if I go to like say page 3, we'll just click over to page 3 and I've got a grammar channel, I've got a health channel, there's so much out there. So say I'm doing a geography unit and I want to pin this channel, I just double click on that channel. When it comes up, you can notice in each channel you've got a K5, a 6-8, and a 9-12. So if I'm a middle school teacher, I'm definitely going to hop on 6-8. And then it's got all the different topics and categories. But if I want to pin it, see this plus button right over here on the right-hand side? It says subscribe. That's when I click that and it will now be on my home page. So if I go back to my D in the upper left-hand corner and I come down, that geography page is going to be all the way down here at the bottom. There it is right there. And it takes a little bit. And remember I told you I was helping some third graders with fables and folktales? I pinned that channel as well. So that's the importance of one way of searching. Now I'm going to go back to the search bar because that's not all. I'm going to go back to my DE services. When you search, it's very important. If I'm searching for videos, when you click on each of these assets at the top, videos, images, text, your search topics on the left-hand change side, or I can't talk today. Your filters on the left side change. So notice I clicked on videos. Well, now I can look for animation videos. I can look for full videos, math explanation. How many of you are math teachers out there? Let us know in the chat room if you teach math. So if I want a math explanation video or a math overview video, I would click on those right there to let us know, to see what math explanation videos they have, and then I would narrow it down by my grade band as well. Okay. And again, you've got less than 5 minutes, more than 30 minutes. You've got all the different channels. You've got the different languages in 2014 or newer. Now watch when I click on images. If I click on images, you're going to have more different. Yay, Kelly Morris teaches math. Yes. Kelly, make sure you check that out. Okay. So now when I go to images, I've got clip art and image, but I've got editable. Okay. And then when I go to text, look what comes up for text. Oh, thank you. Cynthia is dropping some stuff in there. Definitely click on the links that Cynthia drops in. For text, you can see, well, I want an activity, and this is great for the little. So all of you that are K2, definitely check out the text because there's books, there's activities, there's document, there's encyclopedia articles. There's glossary terms. So if you're teaching middle school or high school science or social studies, there's some great things in here for encyclopedia articles. If you want a primary source, if you're a media specialist and you want a primary source, definitely click on the primary sources and it just filters everything. So here we've got excerpts from the amendments and we've got transcripts. And if I just want to document, I can do that. I can go back. So lots of different things that we can be doing for searching for those things. Okay, so that's why I think one of my big things is if you knew how to search effectively, it doesn't take you that long. Now, if I go to boards, here's the one I love. So if you go to boards, they have boards on virtual field trips now. Now notice they have board builders. So those of you who have been around forever, okay, you can let us know in the chat room. Do you remember Board Builder? Because we all had Board Builder back in the DLC days when we had 4 teachers from every school in Discovery Ed, and we were all learning about board builders. Well, now we have Studio Board, and Studio Board is even better because it lets you interact with your students. There's a little chat window in there, and then there is you can collaborate. So say I've got, yeah, Denise, you remember those days. We can collaborate and we can use the studio boards now to collaborate. And they have like a studio board scavenger hunt you can see there. So if I only want studio boards, I can click on studio boards. Now, all your board builders are still there from back in the day, but moving forward, we're going to be just using our studio boards. This is a great studio board on Discover You're Happy. So if we're talking about social emotional learning with our students, this is a great, it's made for middle school and high school, but I've actually taken like a 30-second clip out and used it with a lower grade. So definitely look at all these great boards that they have. And they're all done. All you have to do is push them out to your students and they can interact with them in Google Classroom or they can interact with them even through your classroom. Now, if you want to share something out, like if I want to do the polar bear or the NBA storytellers, if I click those 3 dots, I can share it right to my Google Classroom. I can copy the link if I want to, but if I go to Google Classroom, you can pick your classroom, and Ms. Schmedding and I have a playground together, so I'm going to choose hers. I'm going to choose an action. I'm going to create an assignment with it, and it takes me right into that classroom, and then I can manipulate that assignment in Google Classroom, but it's that easy. So I'm just going to click out of that. Okay. So the other thing I can do is I can add it to my quick list. I might want to use it later. So I'm going to add that to my quick list. And I showed you the quick list at the beginning. And then again, I can assign it to students in the Discovery Ed classroom. I can add it to a builder. I can add it to my content and organize it. All right.
Wanda, we have a quick question about the studio boards. Barbara would like to know, and if you could demonstrate that as well, how or if you can sort by grade level.
So right now I'm in the boards. I can come up here to like 3-5 and K2 and sort them that way. A lot of the boards go K12, but if somebody created a board and it's solely for 3-5, you can sort that way. So say I come up here and I wanted like animals, okay, and I type in the word animals. And then I search for animals. But when I search for animals, I want boards. So I come over here to boards. And then I come down here and I can search for animals and I can say, well, I want 3-5 animals. I want it for 3-5. And I want it, you can say, do I want it student contributed or teacher contributed? And again, I went to boards. It's selecting this boards right here. Okay, and you can see, you're going to see old studio boards that are student contributed. But then if I click on, I just want studio, the new ones, you can see all the new studio ones that are 3-5. So does that answer your question? And Cynthia, pop in anytime you
Sure.
need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect. I think that, well, that's one way, obviously, when you're searching things within the search bar, you get to this page, you can filter and sort as needed.
All right. So big news, you guys. Don't forget about this 50 Ways to Earth Day, because the 50 Ways to Earth Day channel is going to be great. It's right here, 50 Ways to Earth Day. Okay, and we're celebrating. And here's all the different grade levels and the different events. So definitely click on that link, and you can see they're going to do the virtual field trip and the ice bears in your backyard. They're doing the Global Sustainability Challenge if you're at a magnet school and you want to do this, or not at a magnet school, but look at everything that's coming up for Earth Day. So definitely check out this website on Earth Day, because that is coming up and the work is done for you. All right. So definitely check that out. Play with your global navigation tools right in here. Definitely go into professional learning, your educator network, your instructional strategies, play in your classroom. Definitely take some classes as well. And then again, go in here to, when you go into Kite Learning, where's Kite? I got it, it's right there. When you go into Kite Learning, you can click on Kite Learning, okay? And you can go into Wake County, go into library, you can go to Wake County courses right here. And right now we just have getting started with Google, but hopefully next week we are going to have one that says introduction, getting started with Discovery Ed. So that is coming out. So definitely check that out. It's 12:55. So any other questions, comments? Let us know if this was a good pace for you. Hopefully you learned something. If everyone wants to put one thing they learned in the chat, that would be awesome. We
And
love
Wanda, we
that.
have, I'm sorry to interrupt, Wanda. We have one more question. Just wanted to clarify, who has a classroom in Discovery Ed? Is that just homeroom teachers? Does that include specialists and elective teachers
That's
and special
any,
areas?
yeah, that's anybody that has the power to give grades, because it's connected to Power School.
With that being said, Deborah, I think that you were the one who asked the question. So if you have an elementary specialist, for example, if they don't have pre-made classes, if they're tied to a school, they should still be able to go into classrooms and create their own. They'll see a list of all students in that school, and they can select which students that they want to be part of their classroom or group and assign out that way. So it's just a bit more manual, but easy enough to do.
Yeah, you would definitely search right in here for your classes. Yeah, and your whole school would show up.
Yeah, so you'd go to create classroom up there at the top, name it, and then you just click on whatever students you'd like.
As a former specialist, I'll jump in on that too, that it depends on how your data manager sets up your Power School with the specialist in particular, because oftentimes the quote unquote classes won't line up with the actual classes that you see in your specials. And for specialists, they end up having to create 40 or how many ever different classes that they have if they're multi-track year round. So it can get kind of intensive to set up. So just be aware with that. And so the classes that you have set up might not be lined up with the way that you actually see your classes day to day as a specialist.
Right, and don't forget to go into these step-by-step guides on the classroom as well. And the interactive courses are amazing as well. So it is 12:55. We've got 5 minutes left. So if there's something that someone else would like me to go over, or if someone has another question, we've got time. I know that you guys are busy today, and that this is your lunch, and we really appreciate you taking your time to come and eat lunch and learn with us. I've learned a lot just by reading the chat room and answering those questions. We really appreciate you guys. Definitely spread the word. If you have an opportunity to email your principal and let them know how great this was, that would be wonderful. If you're on Twitter, definitely tweet us out. Thank you. You guys have a thrilling Thursday as well. We really want to thank Cynthia Marbley for taking her time to come in here today. Thank you for your patience, and Walt for getting her in. It's always great to have an expert in the house.
I really appreciated the opportunity to connect with you all. What you all are doing is absolutely amazing. So anything that we can do to help support, I'm happy to do.
Great. All right. Barb and Sadie and Walt, do you see any other questions?
No, just lots of feedback that they really appreciate your patience and your willingness to answer questions and for all of the great content that was shared. Lots of people learned some new features today, such as Studio and all of the advanced filters. So that was great.
Yeah, the
And
channels are amazing.
yes, and we've posted the bit.ly and the hyperlinks quite a few times in chat. So if anybody needs that again, just mention, hey, I need the link again, and we'll repost that.